Welcome back, everybody. You know, there's a lot of information out on YouTube on how to season Blackstone Griddles. I've been seasoning these griddles across the country for the last 2 years, and the only thing I recommend is high heat and inexpensive canola oil. But here on YouTube and in my travels, I've noticed that most new griddlers get very anxious, very apprehensive when you mention seasoning their griddle top. There's hardly a day that goes by when I'm not getting a question or a concern about the initial seasoning on the griddle. Many people have asked me, why aren't you using flaxseed oil, or do you have to use flaxseed oil, or such and such told me if you don't use flaxseed oil you're going to ruin your griddle top. This is nonsense. Oil technicians out there, you don't need to use flaxseed oil. Don't overthink it. Canola oil works well. Olive oil, you could probably use just basic corn oil, peanut oil, any kind of basic cooking oil will do the job perfectly fine. So if you're new to griddling, if you're watching this video because you just bought a griddle and you're seasoning it for the first time, this is plain, bare, cold rolled steel. It's not synthetically treated. It doesn't have a synthetic coating on top like a George Foreman grill. It isn't stainless steel. So if I took this as is and just threw it in my backyard for a couple of months, it's going to be covered in surface rust. You need to put a seasoning on there, and you're going to develop seasoning over time with cooking oil and with the oils in your food. The seasoning, cooking, and care of cold rolled steel is a lot like comparing the seasoning, cooking, and care of cast iron. That's the best way I know to describe it. Now, each griddle top is going to be slightly unique. They'll all darken up and develop patterns in different areas. Let's continue with a light coating of canola oil. Seen videos where people are telling you precisely how thick to layer the oil on the griddle, but you can leave the science in the lab. It's not that complicated. Now you're just going to sit there and hang out and watch that oil burn off the griddle top. When I'm on the road demoing how to use the griddles, I travel light, so I typically use paper towels to wipe the oil on the griddle. Otherwise, I recommend just using white towels, and if you have them, obviously a nice pair of heat-resistant gloves. So this griddle's been on high for about 20 minutes. The first layer of oil has burned off. Let's throw a little more oil on there, and we can continue to wipe that oil into the griddle top. And make sure you rub oil into the sides of the griddle as well. And this is where we start to develop a lot of strong opinions in the world of griddle seasoning. Many of the griddlers, the oil technicians that say you have to use flaxseed oil, they have a specific number of layers of oil that they recommend or insist that you have to use. I see postings from griddlers who say you must do 5 layers of oil. You must do 8 layers of oil. One guy sent us a message saying, I've seasoned my griddle top 10 to 12 times. I don't know what to do now. I'm so confused. Don't overcomplicate it. We're not dealing with nuclear technology here. We have a piece of steel, and we want to get the entire piece of steel black. So whatever method you use to achieve that is probably going to be okay. The oil burned off, so I'll apply one more layer. My griddle has been on high for about 45 minutes, but then again, I didn't time it. Let's just start cooking. I have 1.5 pounds of chorizo from Boulder sausage straight down on the griddle top. Some people insist that you have to use bacon the first time on the griddle, and of course that's crazy. I used elk burgers the first time around. On a lot of these I've used cheap yellow onions just to get a bunch of things on the griddle that have oil and that are moving around and creating that seasoning. I still have some Southwestern style egg beaters in the refrigerator, so we'll use the egg beaters up on this little recipe. And isn't that a beautiful thing? Chorizo and eggs, perfect combination. Just use your griddle scraper to scrape off that egg residue. And you remember my friend, the rear grease management system. Rear grease management system! The oil is like a wonder elixir to the griddle top. It's gonna fill in any scratches, any areas that aren't perfectly seasoned. When in doubt, apply oil. I get messages from some viewers that say, I left mine sitting out by the back porch for about 3 months and it started to develop rust. Well, that probably means two things. You weren't using it enough, and of course it wasn't oiled well enough. Now if I'm at a demo, I'm cooking all day, maybe another 4, 6, or 8 hours, the griddle top is going to be completely blackened, completely seasoned at the end of the day. So seasoning your brand new Blackstone griddle isn't rocket science. And check out this new move I've been working on. So thanks for watching today. Don't forget about that discount code Todd Toven 10. That's going to get you 10% off everything at blackstoneproducts.com. You're also going to get free shipping. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button, leave a comment below, subscribe, like, hit that little bell icon so you get notified when I release new videos. And until next time, this is Todd saying, praise the Lord.